Frontier Lithium is really developing one of Canada's largest and most advanced spodumene lithium deposits. We're seeking to be fully integrated from mine to plants downstream battery grade chemical production through a refinery that we're proposing. We're really seeking a phased execution strategy. So obviously, first step, focus on a feedstock through this anchor resource. It is North America's highest grade spodumene, so hard rock lithium resource, and one of the largest. So, we're strategically positioned here in Tier 1 jurisdiction in Ontario. We've got a super strong government backing, working towards critical infrastructure to be brought into place through collaboration with First Nations and both levels of government, Ontario and the federal government. Despite that, we see some valuation that doesn't reflect really the scale and maturity of the asset. So we see great opportunity for our shareholders through unlocking some milestones we'll touch upon. So really, in short, a globally relevant lithium project. It's in really the right place at the right time, and trading at really disconnect to our peers. So with that, happy to get into really, first question around the strongest momentum that we're seeing. So where we're seeing the strongest momentum in Frontier Lithium today. So, basically, we're working on many fronts. We've recently closed a $50 million bought deal with Bank of Montreal. We are really focused on value engineering. One of the main milestones that we have in front of us is updating technical report. So engineering optimization, we see opportunity to significantly raise net present value on the project from DFS, definitive feasibility, that we put out about 10 months ago. It was about $1 billion Canadian dollars NPV. So we see huge upside potential on that. So it's key focus. We're in the middle of permitting the mine site as well. So great progress on that. Some infrastructure planning and working towards really final investment decision for the mine and mill phase of the project. So this financing really will help us accelerate these work streams, and working in parallel to just continue to de-risk and ultimately get to an FID that we're seeking in 2028. Frontier's really, it stands out through a phased execution approach, and that with the integrated development strategy. It really unfolds in a couple ways. The first focus, obviously, is the mine and mill. I had mentioned the FID targeted in 2028. So this approach really leverages the high quality Ontario-based lithium asset, and maintains that strategic alignment with partners that we have in Mitsubishi Corporation. So a couple of years ago, Mitsubishi Corp bought into the project with an initial $25 million investment for 7.5%. They've got rights to bring that up to 25% on the project. So additionally, Frontier benefits from our location within this emerging North American battery material supply chain that we're seeking to develop with the Canadian and US government. And with that, obviously, now comes the nation building aspect of the project. So, government identifying really strategic projects to, as we always say, kill a few birds with one stone. Really help develop the battery supply chain, but really bring key infrastructure into a new region where there's great endowment of mineral resources located right here in the center of North America, Northwestern Ontario, through our project. Really allowing for participation of Indigenous communities and linking, the far north to manufacturing across the continent. So, this really has put puts Frontier Lithium front and center, and really we're turning into a poster child for these nation building projects. So it's through initiatives like the G7 initiative that the government has announced us around, based on an MOU that we signed recently with Panasonic Core. So super exciting to be able to differentiate from our peers. So great quality, great location, government support, infrastructure, so nation building aspect. All these things coming together around the company. So the next 12 months are going to be really exciting for Frontier Lithium. When we really think about the next 12 months, we really include delivering an updated technical study, and that's looking to improve on economics. Key to Frontier is really advancing permitting under Ontario's one project, one process framework. So Frontier was the first designated company in the province to see accelerated permitting, and work hand in hand on really rewriting the permitting story or narrative here in the province. So it really speaks to strong relationships, and really having government sit at the table with industry through ourselves and Indigenous communities. So that's obviously front and center and absolutely key, because in order to properly get through development and bring this asset to production, making sure that it's based on a solid foundation is absolutely key for us. Priority over the next 12 months. With that is obviously infrastructure, and bringing key road infrastructure about 140 kilometers into the heart of the region where our resource lies. Super excited that about a month and a half ago, the commencements of construction activities commenced through what's called the Barons Bridge. So we managed to work closely with Indigenous partners in the region to unlock about an $80 million investment. So to build on that and see further support and through governments and collaboration with communities is obviously a key priority for this year. And obviously all the engagements and consultation activities that go along with that. Through that, really bringing other partners and those that would be kind of downstream, advancing offtake discussions that really support, our long-term development, and laying out the financing path for construction of the project is absolutely key for us. We've just started on that through a couple of offtake MOUs. One I had alluded to earlier with Panasonic Core, and then shifting towards initial concentrate sales that we would see from the mine site. So again, this phased approach, really front and center on laying out those partnerships, laying out the key infrastructure supports through governments and Indigenous communities. This is really going to separate us from the pack. We see a backdrop of lithium really starting to take shape. We've just coming out of a 2.5 year low in that space. So there's a lot of excitement again around lithium that's taking place. We really see a huge disconnect between the quality of our resource and our project to where we trade today. So, our focus is unlocking that value for shareholders. See tremendous opportunity for those interested with the excitement and uptick in the lithium space. So, just tangible de-risking. We're one of the most advanced in North America. With such a high quality resource, it's just a huge opportunity. We're really in partnership with First Nations, with government, and as this infrastructure really progresses, we believe that's really going to meaningfully move the project towards development and should ultimately be reflected in our valuation. So we know that the next 12 months will be absolutely crucial to bring in and this emerging asset with the right partners and really unlock value for our shareholders. So super excited.